Hi everyone, my name is Kylie Pavlik. I'm a nursing student at Lock Haven University. I am doing a teaching video today on an asthma action plan. So someone with asthma, their passages that carry air to the lung become tightened or constrict, and those passageways are called bronchioles. The constriction causes shortness of breath or difficulty of breathing. So this action plan is actually designed to help people with asthma maintain their asthma and also know what to do in the event of an asthma attack. So first we're going to talk about the peak flow meter. We're going to talk about how you use it, what your personal best is, and why it's so important. So the first thing that we're going to do is talk about how to use it. So you're going to remove anything from your mouth. You're going to zero out your peak flow meter to the lowest number possible. You're going to stand up, you're going to take a deep breath, you're going to put your mouth over top of the mouthpiece, and you're going to blow out as fast and as hard as you can for about 1 to 2 seconds. Then you're going to check your numbers. Now you're going to do this 3 times a day, and the highest number of those 3 times is what's recorded. The personal best is obtained when the person with asthma is feeling the best. So their asthma is under control, they have no asthmatic symptoms, and you can do that for about 2 to 3 weeks, at least 2 times a day. And the highest number out of those 2 to 3 weeks is considered your personal best. Why is it so important to know our personal best, and why is it so important to even do this? Is because we want to be able to monitor your treatment, ensure that your medications are working effectively, the treatments that you're doing are working effectively, and it also tells us about lung function too. If the peak flow reading is decreased, that means that your bronchioles, or those tubes, are constricted, and this tells us even before you have symptoms of an asthma attack, so coughing, wheezing, shortness of breath, tightness in the chest. So those are just some reasons why it's important. So that's the peak flow meter. Next, we're going to talk about the triggers of asthma. Triggers are factors that can lead to a sudden onset of shortness of breath or other symptoms of an asthma attack. So there's allergens, and then there's other triggers. So allergens specifically affect your immune system that cause an inflammation or a tightening or a narrowing of those bronchioles. So examples would be pollen, dust mites, animal dander, cockroach droppings, mold. Other triggers are triggers that don't necessarily affect your immune system but still cause those bronchioles to constrict. So cigarette smoke, air pollution, upper respiratory infections, exercise, cold, dry air, medications. It's important to keep track of these triggers and to know what happens when you're exposed to those triggers. And the best thing to do is just to avoid them. So that is asthma triggers. Next we're going to talk about the zones. There are 3 different zones: the green zone, the go zone, the everyday you want to be in zone. So the PEF between 80 and 100 is based off of your personal best. For example, if my personal best was 400, I would multiply 400 by 0.8 and I would get 320. So my PEF in the green zone would be 320 to 400. You would have no asthmatic symptoms. You do not need your quick relief medications like albuterol, for example. And you still want to you would still take your maintenance drugs in this category. Like an example would be like Advair or Symbicort. So that's the green zone. The yellow zone is the caution zone. The PEF is between 50 and 79% of your personal best. So if mine was 400, it would be between 200 and 320 roughly. Symptoms may range from mild to severe. It really depends on the person. You might not have any visible signs, but your lung function is decreased. The symptoms can keep you from doing daily activities. You can have the coughing, wheezing, shortness of breath, tightness in the chest. You may not be sleeping very well because the symptoms are keeping you up at night. The first thing you want to do is take that quick relief treatment. So an example, that albuterol. And if you don't not return to the green zone in an hour, you want to increase the treatment, meaning that you want to take those corticosteroid treatments if you have them available to you, if you're prescribed to them. Example of that would be like Singulair. Then we'll talk about the red zone, the danger zone. Your PEF is 50% or less. So if my personal best was 400, it'd be 200 or less PEF in the red zone. Symptoms may be very severe. You might have very extreme shortness of breath, tightness in the chest, coughing or wheezing. You definitely aren't going to be able to do those day-to-day activities that you normally do. That quick relief medication isn't helping you as much anymore. If you are in the yellow zone for more than 24 hours and you are not getting better, you are then moved to the red zone. you want to take that quick relief medication in hopes that it will help you a little bit, and then you're going to begin to increase your treatment right away. So you're going to initially start that corticosteroid treatment right away, and you're going to call your doctor. If any of these symptoms increase to the point where you can't talk or walk because you're having such shortness of breath, you need to call 911. 911 is always a safe option, and it's always best to be safe. So again, we talked about peak flow meter, triggers, the asthma action plan zones. Again, the action plan is used to help people with asthma maintain their asthma and also know what to do in an event of an asthma attack. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, please comment below, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Thank you.